Welcome back to another edition of Ariel Helwani Meets, and dare I say, a very special edition. How great is this? We've never done one on two before, and it's very apropos that we have two guests on this particular episode because we are here in London for Money in the Bank. It goes down Saturday, July 1st at the O2 Arena on BT Sport Box Office, and we have one half of the main event, the Usos, arguably the greatest tag team in WWE history. They're going up against their fellow family members. Bloodline Civil War. I mean, this is intense stuff. Yeah. Dare I say, some of the most intense stuff in the history of this business. They're going up against Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Gentlemen, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it. This is a great honor for us. You guys don't do these often, right?
Nah, man, especially with you. It's our first time getting down with you, man. Yeah. So we're happy, Us. You know, thanks for getting to chop it up with us for a little bit, man. We're ready for this.
It's an absolute pleasure, and congrats on everything that you guys have been doing. It's been amazing. If I can start with you, Jay, you have been in the main event scene before as a solo competitor against your family member, Roman Reigns. If we can start at comparing like what's going on now to what happened almost 3 years ago. Obviously, your brother wasn't by your side when all that was going down, but for you, are there any similarities between this particular run and that run from 3 years ago?
Yeah, it's almost, we're almost running it back all over again, you know? I fell in line 3 years ago, We fell in line now. Obviously, you know, it's not enough for a big Us. I feel like it's just time. A person can only take so much, right, Us? And 3 years ago, maybe I didn't have the courage to kind of, you know, speak up for myself. My brother's the one who set the tone for me, you know, and the biggest difference from 3 years to now, man, I got strength with me, man. I got my brother with me. I got my, you know, my lift with me. So I'm just ready to put one of these chapters to an end right now. You know, the tribal chief needs to get humble.
3 years ago, you weren't a part of it because you were injured. To see everything, to see your family members involved in this incredible main event angle at the time, and you're on the outside looking in, how difficult was that for you?
It was difficult than I thought it was going to be. You know, actually sitting home, getting injured, and just sitting still for the first time, like in my whole career, and watching brother accelerate was it was something very new to me, something very, to watch him develop as a single character, like you said, man, has inspired me to like, well, we the Usos, always the Usos, yeah. But there is Jey and there is Jimmy. So we got to see like the Jey develop being at home and watching this go down at home, man, and just being home where you really can't do it. And I got goosebumps because I remember sitting at home in the living room with the brace on and just watching this unfold in front of me, man, and to sit there as on the other side of, you know, of the world as a fan at home, watching it television, seeing him, seeing Roman, seeing, you know, during the time where the world shut down, and these brothers leveled up the game and has showed what can be done at the Thunderdome at the time. The business changed drastically, man. You know, you went from you know, performing in front of feeling that live energy to zoning into being direct and feeling these emotions. And these brothers have brought it out of each other, and to be able to witness that, you know, to even add to it, has like this became a bigger thing. We're having the most like fun in our career. Like we have tapped into something different in our career, something that's revamped us in our career, like just made us like, we've leveled up. So to be able to come in off an injury and to be adding to what's going on and to make it real and to make it like the best thing in wrestling, man, is an honor.
And I want to ask you specifically about all of that, but just curious, I mean, your brother got hurt, and as twins, I wonder if you almost feel his pain as well, like it's a different type of bond. But for you, were you worried that it would almost shelve you as well? Like did you never consider yourself a singles guy? So if he's not there, or if you're not there, neither of you could be there. Were you worried about that 3 years ago?
Man, never. I never thought I could be singles. It never crossed my mind, not one time. As I was going through singles, like I was recognizing what was happening and like finding myself too, Oos. But not one time did I ever, I'm gonna do this alone. We always came in the mindset from day one, Oos, as we gonna run this together.
The longest tag team together.
Like, not one time it crossed my mind. And, you know, stuff just developed and happened, and I'm glad it went that way. I said it on recent promo, man, and I meant it, man. Like, a blessing happened in the sky. You got hurt, and I leveled up. But I feel like if that never happened, then this right here, we wouldn't be sitting here.
Right.
So, no, man, but...
But why there are countless members of your family who have had great success as singles competitors. Why couldn't you be a singles competitor?
Oh man, look at us. You know, we're twins.
Right.
Right off the bat. That's the first thing you notice about us.
Right.
So you automatically associate twins with team and brothers, and like that's just what we are. And I remember coming in, just hearing like the tag teams aren't really looked at as like the top tier, the top act of you know, WWE at the time.
2010, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you always had different guys who got put together. You know, they never had matching, you know.
Outfits.
Yeah, man. Like, we wanted to, what tag team wrestling really was, like you know, from Demolition to Hard, you know, like the real ones, man. And we wanted to carry that. We always had that in our brain. And I feel like now, so many doors open to where if Jimmy want to go singles, man, I'll support him. You know, if I want to go, he'll support me. We can always come back together, you know, let alone never split, but man, always got each other's backs.
Yeah, we've never pitched to split. Like, let's go. You go that way. This is naturally, organically happening, you know?
Yeah.
So if it's organically going, like, hell, if you're the one right now, bro, let's go. Like, I got you. Vice versa, it don't even matter. You know, but I honestly believe, like, what's kept us wanting to be a tag team has put us here today. Like, we've been so, like, tag team, where we're going to be the best damn tag team in the world, which we are. Now he's also got a chance to be the best damn singles champion, like, ever. So, you know, sky's the limit.
Has anyone in WWE ever pitched you guys a feud between you guys? You split, but, like, not just go your separate ways, like, actually... Jimmy versus Jey.
Funny thing is, we haven't pitched it yet, but we're constantly saying it to each other.
Really?
Constantly pitching.
Before our career is done, man, like that's me and his go-to. That's my number one, you know, dream of happening. Me versus him at a WrestleMania.
Wow. Why? Why does that mean so much?
Because it's like back in the living room, Moose. You know, like from day one again, man. Like this is what we always wanted to do. You know, I want my dad to be in there, be involved, like a referee. Like, I just want my whole family to run this thing, you know. And just me being against my brother, like, my heart be filled with joy, man.
And for the record, we don't take acting classes. It's just easy to zone in on your brother and your cousins, and it's so easy to just like to be emotionally involved.
Well, that's what's made this so special. Like, every week, you got, like you said, leveled up. Like, this is being called one of the greatest angles in the history of the business, and that's a really big statement.
Appreciate that, man.
And it feels legit. Like a couple of weeks ago, that whole closing sequence at SmackDown. I mean, like a movie, like the kids say. This is movie stuff, and it's like every week, how are you guys going to top it? And you keep topping it. Could you describe what it's like being, like, for us, it's a treat. Like, we're just sitting back and enjoying it, but like to be a part of it, and not just be a part of this angle that's being considered one of the greatest with your family members. It's so personal to where you don't have to fake it. You don't have to do anything. It's all being tapped in from right here. What is it like for you guys to actually be a part of all of this?
Until you watch it back, like when you watch it, you know, then we'll sit there. We always get our clips, you know, wise man's, you know, makes really very great mentor, very, you know, always been around our family. But we got beef now, of course.
Yeah.
You know, once we watch the product back, man, we're just like, yo, did you see that? You know, it came off better than we ever thought. We're not trying to make this a Grammy thing. We just want to go out there and just
every night. We don't worry about the next week. Like, well, what about next week? Goose, where we going? No, I don't know. We just going tonight. We gonna hit it on the head, you know, and deliver every single night. And I like it because we sit in there with each other. We get to like brainstorm together, man. Like, what we doing here, bro? Like, calling the play, go out there and run it.
And I remember back last year, like in November, I think we had a conversation of like, yo, man, we might be able to. We should main event. I think we got it. This is the year we can make history, main event WrestleMania as the tag teams ever, main event WrestleMania, and we did it. And to get from when we first got into here, how tag team really was it, to this year main event WrestleMania was like, it was a threshold that we crossed, man. It was a milestone that we reached. It was something personal that me and brother was like.
Yeah, tag
remember
teams.
after the match, bro, we kind of just laid there.
Yeah.
Like after, I remember just laying after the match, that's right.
No
I'm laying right by
this.
him.
No one knows this, right?
Okay.
Like
in LA.
LA.
Yeah, after the match, after the 1, 2, 3, the big pop, they're all in the ring. Sami and Kay was in the ring. I just roll outside and lay by my brother, and we're just holding hands.
Just grab his hand. Like I didn't even know what to say, bro. But I just remember just holding his hand.
We're just
looking up.
Which is the best part, man. After you do work and you laying there like sweaty, tired and stuff, man, and the light, you just looking up at the lights, but in the center of all that, it's almost like it's quiet. You can't hear because it's so loud.
You almost have this validation, like we're here now. Like now we're here, even though we lost. But I remember Booker said, bro, it's cool how you win, but it's even more how you lose out there. So yeah, y'all went out there, y'all did it good. Y'all did it, y'all did it, man. Y'all are here. So I just remember thinking like, damn, man, we are here, man.
Emotional.
Like let's go.
Man. I'm getting goosebumps just hearing about you guys holding hands.
Yeah, man.
Did you say anything to each other?
Nothing. Just nothing. Just
we was laying on tables and it was dope, man. My mom's right here yelling. I'm like, we're all right, we're good.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a moment like that before? Where you felt the need to hold hands?
I think the only one was the first time we won the titles. The very first time we've actually won the tag team championships. Because when we did win them, we won them from, New Age Outlaws, which we was already like standing across the ring being like, holy damn.
Yeah, man, New Age Outlaws, bro.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we're going over it. They're passing us, they're giving it to us. So I remember not even going after the titles. We went to each other. Other than that, I think that's one of the biggest moments, like just between me and him in our career.
Have you surprised yourselves, like without disrespecting what you're doing? To be honest, like the way you guys are performing out there, this is like, I would think that you guys have been actors for 20 years. Like that's not normal, right? It's not normal to have that kind of emotion. Are you surprising yourself at how good you are on camera now? Not from the wrestling. We knew you were great wrestlers, but in terms of like the whole package, the promos, the moments, and are you even surprising yourself?
To be honest, man, like I'm finally patting ourselves on the back. I'm like, man, let me sit back and breathe, man. Like, hold up, bro. Ain't nobody doing this, Us. Like we really out here, acting or whatever, like, let alone the wrestling, but like all that emotion, it's hard to have a camera in your face.
It's been a while since you had just a real solid storyline that went on with multiple characters, multiple people are in this storyline.
We're painting like you said, like the word cinema is being thrown out there a lot, on social media with it. But man, I dig it. And then, man, what's the homie who played Wolverine?
Hugh Jackman.
Man, I met him. He came to like a Raw one time. He's like, hold up. He goes, you guys get your script that day. I'm like, yeah. He goes, and then you cut it in front of a live audience. I'm like, yeah. In front of a live TV. I'm like, yeah. He goes, that is hard.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, damn.
And I'm wondering, like with Sami, initially, again, this speaks to just how good you are. Like I was always wondering if you, especially you guys, because like you don't maybe let us in like you. Like I don't even know if you like me right now. Like I think you might want to kill me right now because that's the intensity that you have out of respect. But like, were you like? Nah, like we have a family thing going on. We don't want this, redheaded kid. Like, were you against it?
I was all against that, dude.
You were?
Yeah.
Why was that?
Because I was like, man, him?
It's the bloodline.
Him?
What are we doing there?
Really?
Like him? Like this the
This
one we're
goofy
gonna
guy.
this the one we're gonna let in the circle, Luce.
Damn, it worked.
I was
man.
wrong, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, he's low key funny, man. Very witty, very smart, man.
We knew Sami. We was cool with Sami way before this angle, though.
Right.
Way before, bro.
For sure.
But not to the point where he's like in the family.
Yeah.
It's like to a
Yeah,
certain degree,
I just imagine him walking out with us, and now like when he used to walk out with us, I'm like, man, it fits weirdly here.
Yeah.
So.
It would always be fun to see. Like, there's that one famous clip where he's talking about going to the Waffle House afterwards with you guys, and it seems to me like you're having a hard time not laughing. Would that happen a lot?
Plenty of those.
Plenty of those.
Especially with him.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, man.
I got a
There's all
trick. I
that-
can bite my. I can.
Yeah.
Like,
Bro, there's all that breaking character area, man.
Yeah.
All that was real, and it's live, man. I almost started thinking, I'm like, you're unprofessional.
you're
now,
unprofessional.
bro.
I would say that to him. So you gotta
I'm
be
like,
professional.
you need to tighten up, bro. I'm like,
We gotta be
what?
professional out there. You know.
Was there ever a point in your lives as kids where you thought of doing something other than being a pro wrestler?
Well, we never thought about wrestling as kids.
Really?
Yeah. We was told to
Even
stay
with-
away from it. We
By
was
who?
told. My dad, my parents.
Why?
Especially mom.
You know, they wanted us to do something better. They didn't want our bodies to take a toll, be on the road when you have families. You know, back then when my dad and them were doing it, you know, they were gone a lot more. You know, then again, they didn't have like FaceTime. That's what my mom was worried about. You know,
Right.
being away from your
Lifestyle.
family, being time away from your loved ones, hurting your body, staying on the road. You know, but luckily we get to do it together, man. We have family on the road. You know, that's one thing that our family did stress to us, man. At least y'all got to each other.
Got
You know,
together.
try running up and down these roads 30 years alone.
Right.
You know, at least you guys got each other. Keep that in mind.
So what would you have done? Like, what did you initially?
Honestly,
Yeah.
good.
Try the ball, man. You know, football. We was always in the sports. It was like
Big time.
that was our thing. So, I mean, even in high school, us and Roman, we went to the same high school. We played linebackers. We was running it, man.
Baseball together, football together, basketball together. You put a ball in the hand, we would do anything. We were good at
Guitar, piano,
Right,
man. We
yeah,
got
we're
it.
good
jack
at
of all-
it.
So why didn't you go down that path?
it. Where, football?
Yeah.
I mean, we went to college, you know,
Gotta go.
kind of messed around and didn't
Yeah,
take
man.
school serious, kind of fell
Do your
out.
grades, kids.
Yeah,
man. Go
yeah,
to school, man.
Yeah,
Man.
fell until the real life actually hit you and you're 21, 22. Now you got to get a job because your parents, you ain't no kid no more. You better either you're going to work or go to school, and right now you ain't in school. So you got to work. And that's what we did.
So when you go back and say, like, now I actually want to do this legit, like we want to actually go down this path, does your father Rikishi, the great, legend, does he try to deter you one last time? Does he try to convince you not to go down this road?
As teenagers, it was that talk. Don't go down this
Yeah.
road. Well, once we got like
20s, he
21,
was all in.
then it was like,
This is when he put us on with Umaga. I don't remember. That's my other late uncle. So,
and it was actually like, you gonna wrestle? Do you want y'all want to wrestle or you don't? But if you are going to, we're not gonna mess around.
All in.
You're gonna be the best. You know, you're gonna do this. You're not gonna
play around.
be in his family and not be able
Yeah.
to level up. So
I think the dope part was Umaga just did like the hair versus hair match. A big WrestleMania with Trump.
Yeah.
And then he comes right here and like, hey, did y'all train today? Like, what'd y'all do today? He was still helping us. Even though watching him do that and for Unc to make sure he still had hands on us, man. I loved him for that because he made me like, yo, how can someone do that and then just come back to regular life and be a regular, like, let's go to the gym. Let me see what y'all doing. What y'all do today. Still looking out, man. So try to keep that. I never would have thought we would be like the OGs in the locker room now. I look around, man. Like,
we're starting to be it now.
Yeah.
With 13 years, we're
what?
starting to be
Yeah.
it. Austin Theory, when I first met him, I pleasure meeting you, but I remember watching you as a kid. I was like, how
get
old
your
are
ass
you?
out of here, man.
I said, how old are you? Yeah, he was like, I'm 23. I was like, that kid, yeah, were you 13? I was
Yeah.
wrestling the Wyatts or something?
I'm just wondering what the sons of the guy who's doing the stink face and dancing in there and doing, like, are you aware as teenagers of what your dad is doing? Are you a fan? Are you watching it? Are your friends aware as well? Is it hard to hard? Because, like, what do
We
you
were
make
in high
of that?
school. We were
You're
in high school once
yeah.
Keisha was he was leveled. He was doing the stink face, the dancing.
Yeah.
So we was
How'd
like
you feel about that?
sophomore, junior year, right?
yeah, we were smart with
Right
it,
there.
but like as the damn kids around us, man, we would always be damn near boxing them.
Yeah, we were getting roasted.
Yeah.
Then you hear your
Man, why
dad-
your daddy come out there with that thong on, man?
Hey, we used to get heat. Well, one time, when he ran over Stone Cold, when
Yeah.
he with the
Oh, that's when it got bad.
yeah. I mean,
Because they were mad.
we was man, your dad ran over Stone Cold,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, no, yeah, we used to be like, what? We didn't even know, because remember, we found out later on, right?
Yeah.
No, we did it. yeah, you suck. How about that? Yeah.
Did you guys go to a lot of the events? Like, would you go backstage and
when we would go backstage, but no, because we always had school.
Oh, wow.
You know, practice, all that.
Yeah.
Did you even care? Like, did you care to go and meet the famous? Like, this is like the business is super hot at this point, right?
Yeah.
Late
And
90s.
at this point, man, it's like you get to that certain age, just like our kids. They're huge fans growing up. They see it, they love it,
now
they're
they're
invested.
like
Now, then all of a
17.
sudden they turn off like around like 10. They just because they've been around it,
Right.
they see it
So it's-
every day, and they get completely away from it. Like the other day, I had a conversation like with my son, and he's like, he goes, "You guys still wrestling New Day?" I was like, "No."
He's
like,
unaware of what's going on right now.
Yeah, because he gets away, but last time he watched us was like New Day. You know,
You're the hottest thing in the whole
Yeah, but
business.
we tell them. We let them know.
You can't tell them that, man. They're whatever.
Yeah,
you know.
we're lame. Our
Right.
kid,
Really?
man, we cool.
Their friends aren't telling them your dad.
Their friends do.
Okay.
Their friends, yeah, but they just.
Never forcing on them, though. Like,
Unimpressed.
watch me, you
Yeah.
know, like none of that. So
Will
I
they,
say supports.
right.
Like
Will
I
they,
support.
Will they watch tomorrow, Saturday?
I told my kid, hey, y'all, watch this match.
Yeah.
All right.
If they're not too busy, like
Yeah,
hanging out with
man.
their friends, they'll turn it on.
Man, come on, man. The new Jordans on your shoes for a
That's
reason.
right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. By the way, speaking of family, I'd be remiss if I don't ask you this question. Your wife used to work in WWE. She no longer works here anymore. She's obviously doing great things with Impact Wrestling. How hard is that for you to not be on the road with her?
I mean, it's been weird. You know, we've been on the road together since we first started our WWE career. You know, for 12 years, and then all of a sudden, just when that happened, just to come from a complete like stop and just like schedule changing and not seeing her much with our schedule and what she's doing. It's been an adjustment, you know, but we make it happen. We make it work. She's having a blast, moving at her own pace, which is something that we never really get to do. So she's enjoying it, man. Just and doing what she's been wanting to do: Broadway, music, more acting. And so she's having a good time.
It's a very unique situation, right? Like you both work in the same company, and then it's like very public, and there's all kinds of drama.
Yeah.
How awkward was that for you? Because you're still there, and you're a big star. Are you worried about your future at that point? Obviously, it's all worked out, and you haven't been like you've only done great things since. But I'm just wondering, like early on, that's your wife, obviously. You know that's your partner in life. How awkward is that for you when that's all going down initially?
I was never really worried about myself. You know, I was just mainly her, just mainly making sure everything is okay, you know, for lack of a better term. But I was never worried about myself. I knew we'll be okay, and it wasn't even about me. I just wanted to make sure everything was good. And that day I was super busy. I had a match, and then when I came in the back, you know, she left. So it was already like it was already.
Oh wow!
It was boiling at then. I was like, oh, then we found out everything. So
Would you like at one point for her to come back, or?
Of course, man. Yeah, you know, I mean, even she would like to come back. At the end of the day, you know, we started our career here in WWE, and in the perfect world, we'd like to finish here in WWE. So she's definitely open to coming back, and when the timing's right and everything fits, man, hopefully it works.
Yeah, please come back. We need her on the road. Give me and him a break from each other.
Yeah.
Please. She used to be the middleman of all of us, and now we're just stuck together again.
Now it's just you two, no one else.
And it was Solo, but now Solo's out the car again.
Yeah.
Solo used to be our driver.
We can't
but now-
travel again no more, you know?
Man, you don't want one of those Hacksaw Jim Duggan Iron Sheik moments.
I don't care, honestly.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, this is what we do. Like, you know, so it's like, maybe I should just, for this loop, take my own car.
Yeah. That's a great invitation, by the way. That sounds
Possibly though, because they're like, hey, Faye, man. I'm like, there's we have a show called Total Divas, bro.
Yeah,
used to.
Yeah.
Was
That was weird.
Did you like being a part of that, by the way?
I didn't get paid. No, I didn't.
No,
It was cool, man. I mean, it was something different, but it was hell. You know, coming home on my day off. You know, they were shooting my wife, so I was involved, but whole nother story. It was fun. It was something different, something fun. But you asked me else to do another reality show, I probably had to think twice.
No, thanks. You mentioned that like the dream is one day you versus your brother, right?
Yeah,
WrestleMania. You're getting a different version of that on Saturday, you versus your other brother. Was that a part of the dream as well, or?
Nah, because I never thought like Solo would be here or like let alone make it here so quick, man. I'm so proud of him, man, because we all got our own stories, but we all like met in the middle, right? You know, here. So he surprises me every week, man, and he makes me proud. I just text, you know, I was like, bruh, when I watch Solo out there, and he's still learning, you know, he's picking it up so quick at this level, and I'm real proud of him, man. And he's with Roman, so like he's literally just learning from the best guys right now, and I give my brother, man, put some time in.
Okay. We thought he was gonna go to the league, definitely.
Sure.
Really?
But I'm sure this was his dream to be here, because after he got done with college, you know, he listened to us. He's the only brother that
we had to tell him to
college.
graduate first. If you graduate, then you can come. Then you can wrestle.
No, you could do what you want after. Then he picked wrestling.
Yeah, do what you
Wow.
want.
He's like, I
Over
want to
football?
wrestle. Yeah, he's like, I want to wrestle. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. I was like, why? He's like, bro, I see you guys doing it every week. Like, I want to do it. I want to do it with y'all. So once he got that in his head, man, we watched him grow in the independent scene and watched him learn and try to do it himself out there, and he was true to it.
Yeah.
Did you expect him to be this good this early on?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
He
I already knew he was going to pick it up just like we did. Like we all do.
Right.
You know? You just don't want to be the sorry one. Once we start seeing you ain't moving, like, all right. Like the first time when we met Arn Anderson, never forget.
Yeah.
Samoans, never met a Samoan that couldn't work. Please don't be the first one. We was like, what?
Wow.
All right.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, from Arn, man. Yeah.
That's how he sounds?
Yeah, he does.
Wow.
Sounds just like this.
He do.
Yeah.
You know, I
That's how you sound.
That's how it sounds.
I mean, now that I think, it's been a while since we heard him on the microphone. He's got that southern accent.
He does, man.
I don't mean to hit you with the hard questions. I just asked you about your wife, and I appreciate you talking about that. You don't do a lot of these interviews. Could I ask you about last year, what happened, and if you felt like that was going to affect your career? You guys were doing great things, and then this big news drops. Were you worried that, you know, everything would come crashing down? Were you worried about that?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't, man. You know, I always think like when we show up to work, that's what we're there. You know, we're there, and you know, everybody has their issues outside of work, and everybody's human, and everybody makes their mistakes, and that's they go through it. As long as you face the noise, man, that's something we always did. Even if we ever get in trouble or something aired out we didn't want, bro, we always stood right in front of our mess, in front of our noise, pushed through it, learned from it, and then keep it moving. You know, so that's just always been our way.
We made them. Oh, this is why we keeping them. You know, every time we stepped out, whatever happened, the next night we going out there, and letting them know, hey, no matter what happens, this is why we keeping the Usos. And like my brother said, man, we face the noise, man. We're always standing together.
Every time, bro.
And it's real hard because everybody got something to say today. But
Everybody.
man, you walk these shoes, Us.
They can't.
You can't. You know.
That's why they
It
talk
takes
the noise they talk.
It takes special people to do what we do, man. Y'all just sit back and enjoy the show like the rest of the people.
Who's talking noise that I feel you guys get? You feel like you
Well,
get?
yeah, as much love you get, you also get hate. It's always there.
You read stuff? You guys read stuff?
I stopped. I used to, but I
can't
don't
let that.
read comments no more. Like I don't do it no more. But you know, like my wife is huge. Hey, look at these guys. Like she's
No,
like,
you
yo,
can't
get
do
off
that.
of that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But
Hell
man,
with
like
that.
in 2010 when like
Yeah,
Twitter first
everybody
came
was
out,
reading.
you're
Everybody
like, what
was
is-
like-
I'm like, what is this? This is what they really think?
Yeah,
you know.
and then I don't care what you
Pollution.
say. You read any kind of something about you or something that is downplaying you. I don't care who you are. It don't bother me, but it's you human. It don't matter. It shakes you in some kind of way.
Right.
But we just learn to grow thick skin through, you know, and especially in this kind of business. You know, they gonna talk, they gonna boo, they gonna cheer. You suck, we don't suck. They gonna come up to you when you at a restaurant with your family, when you off, and like, hey, you guys suck. Like, hold on.
Yeah, that's when it gets weird.
Yeah.
Do you see a ring around here, bro? I'm off.
Right.
You know, like.
Can I ask about Paul Heyman? How like instrument like does this end up where it is today? Is this as special as it is if he's not involved? He's a mad scientist,
no.
right? Like
Hell
he's
yeah,
a
he
genius.
is.
So I'm sure every time I try to wonder like how much influence did Paul have in all of this? And I'm sure he has a great deal. But if this was the exact same thing with you and Roman and Solo and Sami, but there's no Paul, could this be as great as it was without Paul?
No, no, because Paul, we're at every promo. Paul, what do you think if I go do? No, go like this. Do. Thanks, Us. You know, we're always running it past him, and like he is a mad scientist. Us. He cooks it. He's a cook. He cooks it all up.
That's
and
what he
everybody
do.
eating.
He adds his own layer to the bloodline. Like, it wouldn't be the bloodline without Paul Heyman. Especially with the history he has with our family already. Everything just ties in. Like, everything works. And he has his own style, his own way of cutting promos. To me, he's the best promo guy in the game.
Learning from
to
him.
me. Best one.
And I don't ever think I've ever heard him like rehearse a promo or like we'll dip off to the side and you'll see everybody like, you know, running through it. I've never seen him like practice a promo. Just go out there to hit it live.
And his early, I mean, like him and Roman, when this all first started, it was incredible to see the change in Roman.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, like, when he was being booed, when people were kind of turning on him, were you worried that it would, you know, that you would never get to see Roman truly live up to his potential? Now he's going down as one of the greatest of all time. And to see all this, I know you're not in the best spot right now, but to see your cousin, your family now live up to his potential, what has that been like for you? Considering all the,
To me, when he started getting booed, to me, I didn't think it was like, you know, something bad for him. I thought like there's opportunity to do something different or new, you know, because when we was tagging with him when he was the big dog, they were booing him blatantly every night. And then it started to rub on us. So we were like, we were good babyface. We were good tag team. And then this is when we started booing him, they kind of started rubbing off on us, booing us. And then we was like, that's when the wheels kind of started turning. It was a chance to like.
The Roman now is really him. You know, like, it was him back in the day when he was getting booed, but I don't think he like let loose how he would. Now he's just, this is really him on screen, man. He's really the alpha male here. He walks and talks like that. And I feel like having Paul next to him just made his confidence grow, man. Because behind the scenes, he can tap into something with you that, like, it could help bring something out, man. Even though if you're, like, I'm not gonna say scared to perform, he just makes you comfortable to go out there and deliver. And I feel like that's what he's been with Roman, man. And now Big Uso is just, we say Big Uso, we talk about him, right?
Okay.
That's Big Uso.
Yeah.
What Big Uso at? I don't know yet, you know, but.
At some point, does the other Big Goose, Dwayne, have to get involved in this?
Man,
He probably scared. He been should have got involved, man.
He trying to tap out to him, man.
Hey, you can run up if you want, Dwayne. I mean, come on.
Send that box of Under Armour.
Yeah.
No, I'm waiting. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, it was like, and everyone's waiting on that to happen. That's just a whole nother chapter that we ain't tapped into yet. But man, when we do, still going up.
Time is everything. You know how it
Okay.
is here. Time is everything.
And so, in closing, can I ask you guys the same question? WrestleMania 40 is somewhat around the corner. I know we just wrapped up 39, but what would be your ideal scenario? I'll start with you. Your ideal scenario for WrestleMania 40, considering where we are right now, you know, end of June, early July, thinking of how big that event could be next spring in Philadelphia. What was your ideal scenario?
Yeah.
I mean, I want us all, the Bloodline, to be back together, you know, main event, you know. But, man, I honestly, I don't know. I really don't. You know, I would like to, we lost the straps at Mania. I would like to get them back, you know. I mean, I feel like the titles don't look right on nobody but the Usos, to be honest. But
Doesn't look the same.
it don't, man. It don't feel the
It
same.
don't even feel the same.
Man.
You know.
My bags feel too light on that carry-on. Like,
First couple of days after we dropped them, I kept like, yo, I forgot them. But then I was like, he was like, we don't have them. I was like, yeah, you're right.
yeah, you lost him. Wait, I lost him. Yeah, it's trash.
Okay, so you're going to kind of sit on the fence here for us.
Yeah, man.
You're, okay, TBD.
Yeah, TBD.
I'm honestly the same, man. I can't like even think about like you said, like I'm not even thinking about Mania or April. You know, it's so embedded right now to think about Money in the Bank, and then you know maybe after with SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Like that's as far as like I'm going, because you know everything changes here. You know, everything changes. In my mind, if I had to pick, of course it'll be, you know, the Usos definitely on WrestleMania, some kind of tag. It don't matter, ladder, it don't even matter. You know.
I would like to reinvent that triple threat ladder match, though. You know, because they was talking about the Dudleys, Hardys, Edge, and Christian.
Yeah.
Like, it need to be Usos. If I could pick, New Day, definitely, and let's see who's making noise now.
Maybe the champs.
For sure.
Kevin and Sami.
Yeah. Well, I can't say this enough, and I think I speak for the entire wrestling community when I say this. The stuff that you guys are doing is truly a joy to watch. It's amazing, and I think it's even brought back some fans who are maybe out of the game for a little bit back in, because this is just like, this is next level stuff. So congratulations on everything that you've been doing. Much respect, much love, and thank you for doing this as well. And good luck on Saturday night as you go up against your family members.
Thanks, everyone. Respect you too, Uso.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. There they are, arguably the greatest of all time at what they do. And Saturday at the O2 on BT Sport box office at Money in the Bank, it's going to be the Bloodline Civil War. A civil war unlike any civil war. It's the Usos against Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Don't miss it. Thanks for watching another edition of Ariel Meets.